Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new or not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, like and share with your friends. In the last video, we have created API related to the return book. Um, and now we are going to create a API related to the find. So first, we are going to create a find service. Find service, and we'll annotate with accurate service. And now we are going to create a find controller. And we'll give the annotation at the rate controller and refresh mapping. Nice APIs, nice file. All the API related to the file will be here. And we are going to create our first API get all file. Before that, I need the object of books file service. We are using the header auto wire. We are going to inject the dependency of file service auto wire and private file service. And now we are going to create our first API called get all files. This will be get all file. And this is a get mapping, and here we are passing get all file and public JSON node get all files and return file service get all files. So since this method is not available in our file service, so first we are going to create this method. And before that, we need the dependency of find repository. We are going to add this first at the top of it and private find repository, find repository. And we also need the object method, final private object method, new object method. This object method basically will help to serialization and deserialization of the data. And here object map response dot get object nodes and will fetch the data list file find list and find repository dot find all. This method is basically find all will fetch all the data which are available in our database. And now first we'll check if this list is empty. Then we are going to return the response dot fit. The status will be success because there is no any error because there is no any file available in our database. Dot put no file found, and here we are going to return the response. In case of if there is a file, then we are going to iterate on file list and extract the value. Then we require a array node because it is the list of array. and then object method dot create object node array node, and then we're going to iterate on the find list and extract the value. We are running the for loop find find and find list. Object node what is called RST and object method dot create object node, and we'll iterate on this response REST put first will be find node find ID and find dot get find ID. REST dot put amount find dot get amount. REST dot put find it find dot get find it, and it will return in the string. And finally REST dot put find it, another find dot is find it amount find it and member. REST dot put member name find dot get member dot get name. And finally we are going to add this particular object in array node dot add REST. So this will iterate on the entire list of find list, and it will extract the data. And now finally we are going to return the response, and in the response of that will be success and message response dot put find data fetched successfully. And then finally we're going to return the response. Before that I also set the data set find and array node. So finally this one is completed, and now I'm going to start my application, and then we are going to paste this API through the Postman, and the URL will be slash API slash find dot get all find. So now Tomcat is started on port 8080. Now I'm going to paste find get the API slash API slash find and slash get all finds. Now I'm going to hit this API, and finally we got the data. So this API is working fine. And then we are going to create the other API. When we got the list of all files, where we are passing the get file by ID. If I'm passing the find ID, I need a detail of a particular find ID. Here it is a get mapping, and here we are passing find ID and public JSON node get find by ID. I just passing the find ID, and here we need h2 path variable and return find service and just passing to this find ID. This method is not available, so we are going to first load this method. So this method finally created, and then creating our object node, object method dot create object node, and then first we are going to check this find ID is valid or not using the optional class. So using the optional class, we'll check find optional find repository dot find by ID, and just passing this find ID. In case if it is empty, then if find optional dot is empty, then we're going to return the response. In response dot set status will be error, and response dot put the message we are going to show no file found with ID, and thus in the message we are also showing the find ID as well. No file found with ID, with find on with ID find ID, and we are going to return the response. In case of it is present, then we are going to return the response. Then dot. In case of it is present, then first we get the find object, and then we are going to iterate on this. And here we are going to return the this same with all four value or five value. Just copying this. And here will be response response response, and we are going to return the response. Status will be success. Now I'm going to rerun our application, and we're going to check this API. And the URL for this will be a localhost colon 800 slash API slash find slash we have to pass the find ID. So here we have to pass the find ID. If then the find ID 1, yes, we got the data. And suppose we just pass the our ID, find ID 2. Yes, no file ID, no file found with ID 2. There is no data available with ID 2. So this API is working fine. And now we are going to create a other data, other API, get file by member. And this will also be a get mapping. And here the URL will be member slash, and we are going to pass member ID. Public JSON node get files by member. I just passing the member ID. Log member ID. Return file service get files by member. I'm just passing this member ID. And here we need to add a path variable. Since this method is not available, we are going to create this method first. Create this method and object mode response object method dot create object mode, and finally list of files, because a single member can have many files. File list, and then file repository dot find file member slash member ID. I just passing this member ID, and we'll check if file list dot is empty. Then we are going to return a response if there is no any unpaid file for a particular member. Then the status will be success, and in the response dot put no on no file found with member ID. I'm just passing the member ID, and we're going to return the response. In case of if there is any file is there, then we're going to return the data. And since it will be the list of objects, I'm going to copy this. I'm going to return the same response here, find ID amount, find date, same thing. Just copy this and paste it. And I'm going to restart our application and we'll check this API. And now it is taking some time. Now the Tomcat is started on port 8080, and the URL will be for this API slash API slash find slash member. I will have to pass the member ID slash member slash ID. I'm passing ID 1, I'm just hitting. Just we got the data. If I'm giving the ID to the no find found with ID 2. This API is working fine. And now I'm going to create a one more API called with unpaid files by member. Here we are going to fetch the data which are unpaid. The file is unpaid. Here it will be a get mapping, and URL will be slash member slash member ID slash unpaid. And here public JSON node get unpaid files by member. I'm just passing the member ID. Long member ID and path variable. And here return file service dot. We are going to creating this method get unpaid files by member or just passing the member ID. And this method is not available. So we are going to first build this method. Yes. And here we are going to create our object node response and object method dot create object node. And here it will be the list of file list, find repository dot find by member ID. I just passing the member ID. And then we're going to using the string API slash dash string that we are going to filter just passing as dot is signed to. We want the data which are not good here, which are on, which are unpaid, and we are going to collect in to list. And finally, which find list dot is empty. It means there is no any unpaid bills for a particular member for a given member ID. Then here we are going to response dot put status will be success, and the response dot put message will be no find found with member ID or just passing the member ID. And here we are going to return the response. In case of it is given, then we are going to return the data. And here it will be the same exactly we just created here. Just copying this and just pasting here. And now it is working fine. Now I'm going to restart our server. And then we are going to rerun test this API through Postman. Will check this API is working or not. And the URL will be For this slash member ID slash unfilled. It will be slash to slash unfilled. If I'm passing one, just we got the data. The fine ID, which is not paid it. If I'm passing ID 2, then there is no any fine found with member ID 2. And we are going to create a one more API where we are going to mark fine as shape. Suppose I want to pay this amount. It will be a post mapping. If there is any fine is there, a member want to show it, this API will be called here. Slash to slash to slash. Then we are going to pass fine ID. And then we are going to create a public JSON node pay file. I just passing the file ID, long file ID, and here we are passing a start variable, and then return file service dot pay file. I just passing the file ID. This method is not available. We are going to first do this method, and then we are going to first validate this file ID. This file ID is valid or not. Object method dot create object node, and finally using the optional class file optional file that was to be top find by ID. I just passing this file ID. If it is empty, then we are going to return the response. And response jobs with no file found with ID. I just typing this file ID in the message. And now I'm going to return the response. In case if it is a valid, then we're going to first we'll give this file shine optional find dot get, and then we're going to pay find dot put find field to the proof. And now I'm going to save in database file. And then finally, uh, just going to return the response dot hit status will be actions and message find hit and return the response. Okay, so we have created this method, and now I'm going to restart our application. and then we are going to check the SQL. And the URL will be a file controller slash to slash file ID. And this is a post mapping, and here we have the pass slash on to plus 1. And now I'm going to hit this API. Let's go find it with success find it. Previously, we got the data related to the one because there is a one member ID one had been one unpaid. You can just clicking this API. So now it is paid now. So there is no any pending fine for the member ID one. I just we can also verify the same from the database. Before that, the fine ID one for the member ID one, define the refreshing this fine ID paid is one. It means it is true. The amount is paid. So now all the API related to the fine we have completed. And thank you so much for watching this video. If you didn't subscribe our channel, please subscribe, like, and share. Thank you.